How we
Hey,
doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 35, Tennessee USA Wrestling, our podcast. I'm your host, State Chairman Mike Hatcher, and my co-host is our newly crowned. Uh, I think we named it the girls national team director and head coach in Fargo, North Dakota.
Director.
That's what we
Okay.
did. That's
I
it.
think you're shooting
So
a bit high
yeah,
there.
yeah. So I mean, listen, Mackenzie Fowler is the state girls chair. I mean, she's like
Right.
she runs the whole girls session. So
Yeah.
basically, she's now you're almost like second pecking order
Dude,
there.
please don't even. I'm like
There
five.
you
I'm
go.
like 10 steps below
No.
Mackenzie. Like, don't ever put me up there with her. I cannot.
But anyway, welcome everyone.
Thank you.
Sorry, yeah. So that we'll get into that whole the Fargo stuff and Kenya's responsibilities of Fargo and all that stuff later on.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks so much for joining us. We have some great guests on today. Sorry, I will apologize on our behalf for last week because we couldn't get on. I was actually in Boone, North Carolina, working Appalachian State's wrestling camp like I do every year. And so yeah, I just couldn't squeeze any time to get it done out there. It's their camp. I mean, and just yeah, I mean, shout out for North App State's camp, John Mark Bentley, his whole staff there. Their camp is probably, I would consider it one of, if not the best in the country. It's pretty awesome how many kids they shuffle through there in a week span that out there, and actually get 2 weeks of team camp. And I think they run like 1,400 campers through there every summer, and it's
No
pretty
way.
amazing. Oh yeah, they got a ton, and it's been doing that for a while. And they're actually in a unique situation too, to where a lot of that money doesn't go into the coach's pocket, and it's divvied out with the assistants. It actually goes back into the program. So a
That's
lot of their operating budget is funded through that camp. So it's pretty impressive. And
very impressive.
yeah, so it's great. It's good. Yeah, it's cool. But I always enjoy going out there. Coach Bentley's been a friend of mine for quite a while now, and yeah, he's just a great guy. And I tell him what, pound for pound, and just from an effort perspective and what he does as far as like from the resources he has at the Division I level. Tell you what, he does as good a job as anybody. Dude does a fantastic job at App State. Yeah, he runs a really well run program. There's no doubt about that. So yeah, so I guess a long-winded apology there to everyone for
That's
no
okay.
podcast
I
last
missed
week.
it. I missed being on
But
this.
but shoot, I mean, it was, yeah, it's tough squeezing a lot of stuff in between the different sessions we do out there. So it's all good. But we're back this week. Yeah, what's up with you, Kenya? Everything good?
Everything's good. Yeah, everything's good.
Yeah. Anything new? Kenya Sloan's World.
I mean, obviously, being added onto the Fargo trip has been like an exciting thing in my schedule,
Mm-hmm.
which also means an extra camp that I get to be a part of this week. I did a camp at Ground Zero Wrestling Club last
Yeah.
weekend.
How'd
And
that go?
it was really good. I
Yeah.
got to see I got to see and work with a lot of wrestlers who I'd met before, but never gotten to like work with them or
Mm-hmm.
teach them or get to like hang out and communicate. So that was a lot of fun. And then I think a few of them will be there this weekend. A few girls from our area will be there this weekend, and then even more
Mm-hmm.
girls that I've not gotten to work with will be at our little Fargo prep camp this weekend.
Yep.
So I'm excited. I feel like I'm getting to know everybody everywhere. So
Love it. But yeah, we could actually put a plug in for that now. We'll
we
actually
should.
put
I know.
a plug
Yeah.
in
Jump the gun.
later on. But so tell us what's going on. So basically, what every year we do a Fargo prep camp, obviously, a couple day deal, and it's usually on this weekend, the weekend before everybody leaves for Fargo. But yeah, tell us what's going on with it, can you?
Yeah, so this weekend, hosted at Bartlett Academy, we're having our Fargo prep camp for both the boys and girls that are obviously registered and are going to Fargo National. We'll be leaving for the week later. 2, 3, 4, 5 sessions, split over 2 days.
Yeah.
We'll have 3 on Saturday. We'll start early. 3 sessions on Saturday, all run by different club coaches in our state. And then on Sunday, we'll have 2 more sessions. I'll run one of those on Sunday, but all 5 of them will be run by club coaches in the state. So it'll be cool, I think, to be able to really make it like a joint community effort for like our entire state to really like prepare and bring forward the best team that we can. So I'm really excited for us all to be able to work together
No,
But
absolutely.
that's it. The 6th and 7th this Saturday and Sunday. So hopefully everyone got it in their email. But if you don't know, if you're going to Fargo and you're not planning on going to this camp or haven't heard about it, um, reach out to your coach or to Coach Hatch or to me or Mackenzie or Coach Jarvis or whoever you know that's going with you, and we'll make sure that we get you all the information about camp this weekend.
Yeah. And just a heads up on who's going to be the clinicians there this weekend. Obviously, like Kenya said, we got 3 sessions on Saturday. We got 10 to 11:30, 12:30 to 2, 2:30 to 4 on Saturday the 6th, and then on Sunday they're going 8 a.m. to 9:30, 10 a.m. to 11:30, and first day we have Brandon Bruner, who's the Baylor, or the not Baylor. Well, he was Baylor. multiple time state champ at Baylor, also Baylor coach for a while, but also what now runs the Brentwood Wrestling Club here in Middle Tennessee. He'll be teaching on Saturday along with Coach Brock Wiesheim and also Kyle Lee, who was one of our national team coaches for our Tulsa trip this year. They'll be going on Saturday, and then yours truly, Kenya Sloan, will be instructing on Sunday in the first session, and then Scott Shipman, who was one of our 14U coaches, ex national champ, Division I coach, head coach at Gardner Webb University, will be doing Sunday as well. So it's going to be a great camp. Looking forward to. We always have a really, really good attendance. I know last year I want to say there were at least 50, 60 people, 50 kids strong, and
Yeah.
And,
I hope to see everyone going to the tournament, going to the camp. I mean, it's the weekend before you leave for Fargo, so I don't know what else you should be doing other than training for Fargo, probably. But I mean, teach their own.
Listen, I know. I mean, we'll get into some of that stuff later. but sometimes I don't know what goes on in some of these heads. But yeah, it's a great way to get prepped, and also another caveat, another incentive to get there. If you don't have your gear package for Fargo, you'll probably get that there. So I don't know. Might want to show up. Be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Get your gear there. So
exactly.
not have to wait till you get to Fargo. So anyway, there we go. But without further ado, we would have last week, because obviously all the duels were over last week. But we obviously didn't have a podcast last week. But we wanted to recap a little bit on our duels, both on the girl side, boy side. And Kenya's going to go ahead and spend the next couple minutes doing that, and we'll have a couple guests on the girl side coming in, and then we'll take it over the boy side. So take it away, Kenya.
National duels. We were split up. So we had our 14U and our 16U team were out in Indiana, and then our juniors team made the long trek all the way out to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Both we got to kind of preview. I think we got to preview coaches from our 14U team and the juniors team, I think.
Yeah.
Well, Eric was with 14. Yeah. So we got a good preview of who all was going to be there and what to expect from the teams. And I think it's really cool to be able to come back now after we're all done with it and look back and reflect on how they went. From an individual perspective, we had some athletes on each of the teams that really shined, 14U, 16U, and juniors. And some of them even got some recognition. So in our junior team, we had 2 wrestlers from Tennessee reach the all tournament status, which I didn't really know what this was before I started reading the articles about it. So pretty much the tournament will choose to honor individual wrestlers on their team, right? Still a national tournament, and you're wrestling against, athletes that are of the highest caliber from every single state. So regardless of how your entire dual team did, they recognized some of the individuals who won all of their matches throughout every duel. And so on the juniors team, we had our girl Riley Sturgill, who, if we hadn't had her 20 times on here already, I would be having her on here, but she's kind enough and humble enough to share the limelight. So Riley won every single match and every single duel that we wrestled on the junior team, which was really impressive. And then the other one we had was Maddie Jones, who we'll get to talk to and ask about her experience a little bit later. But congratulations to those 2 girls on the juniors team. It's a big accomplishment to be able to, especially on the junior level, go through this entire national dual tournament. And, no matter who, what state, put what athlete on the line, to step up and be able to say you won every single one is super cool. We had one female from Tennessee on the 16U side who reached the same status, Janiah Johnson. And then we wanted to honor someone on the 14U side who we get to have on our show right here in a second, Libby Robledo, who had an amazing record of 8-1. So she was the female on our 14U team who had the, I guess, winningest record throughout the dual tournament. So if you want to go ahead and bring Libby on here, we can do that.
I will. I'll actually even introduce her too.
I'll let
There
you.
he is. There she is. What's up, Libby?
Hi, Libby.
What's up?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I know Libby pretty well, I guess. Kind of, huh? Libby? Yeah, kind of good. Yeah, no, she's actually she is one of the most one of the most consistent members we have in our Young Guns Nashville program, and so we were so delighted to have her on here today. So Libby is going to go to Ravenwood next year. So like I said, she's at 14U level this past season, and had a great season. Won the AAU states, won the freestyle Grecos. Just continues to get better and better and better. And very, very proud of her and her accomplishments and what she's had up to this point and moving forward too. So, Libby, what's going on today? You doing good?
Yeah, doing good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Good.
Earlier, so it was nice.
Yeah. Nice. So tell us a little bit about the duels. You were actually probably one of the, I guess if you wanted to put captains on there, you were one of the you went on the duels last year as a first year 14U. So so tell us a little bit about I guess your return trip this year and what you were looking forward to most for this trip.
I mean, last year I went 4 and 5 last year, so I was just trying to do better this year. And I didn't expect to I thought to lose more than I did, but once I just lost my first match by a couple of points, and then after that, I just kept wrestling, and I had really good coaches too, so I think that helped. And then I just had a streak that I wanted to continue, and I did. So it was pretty fun.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Good deal. Well, what was the difference? I guess like I said before, you're kind of I guess one of the more experienced girls on the trip this year, being that you're a second year 14U, as compared to last year. You had your Riley Sturgill and your Caroline Hilton, who wrestled at a lot of these national events. They were on the scene last year, so you could kind of look up to them for some leadership, whereas that role kind of switched with you this year. Did you kind of feel that a little bit when you're on the team, especially when you started, really winning, your matches there after that first one?
Yeah, after that, honestly, we had a lot of holes this year. Last year we did too, but we had a lot of newer wrestlers this year. So it was honestly, we were just there and just having fun and just more experience and stuff. So after our first match, we were just all super nervous. And then after that, we kind of just we're just supporting each other. So we just had a lot of fun throughout the whole thing. And yeah, we just mostly focused on having fun and getting experience rather than just being tied up about losing, because we had so many holes. So I mean, it is what it is. Yeah.
It's tough with those duels, when you get a team together and you just you're forfeiting 4, 5, 6 weight classes at a time. You're talking anywhere from 20 to 30 some odd points. It's tough to make that deficit up, no matter how good a girls you have on the team or guys you have on the team. So I tell you what, I know that all the reports that I had from the 14U team, from Coach Shakarzik, actually Coach Shakarzik's, both of them, both Brooks and Eric, said that y'all did a great job of battling and fighting and really representing our state as high as a level as we could. So that's awesome. So did you I know you had a great time on the team last year.
Yeah.
And like I said, with Riley and Caroline and those with this. How was the experience this year? Was it pretty fun?
Yeah, last year was amazing. It was so fun because we had a bunch of girls that did super well this year, in state and just overall wrestling this year. So when we had all those girls and I was newer, they just kind of led the way. So we just kind of followed after them, and most everyone we always could count on them for we did pretty good last year actually. This year we just had newer people, but it was still fun. But last year we honestly tried. I feel we focused more on winning more as a team, and then this year it was just winning to ourselves. If we thought we won, then we felt like we did. So
yeah. Just like I said, you also had a lot of girls on there. I think that this was probably maybe the first experience as a national team member, somebody that's representing them on the duels and so forth. And sometimes it takes experience. You got to get experience in there and really go at it for the first time. So, and like I said, you've been one of the ones that not only was at the duels, but obviously went to Southeast Regionals this year and did well. I mean, you're starting to really kind of make that national level, I guess, circuit, and really wanting to take your wrestling to another level. So, yeah, that's good. So, see, this is what you got looking forward to, Kenya, and your older girls squads. Got Libby.
Better look out. We already we need you to sign a paper promising your spot on the junior team whenever it's time.
I mean, I'm open to it. I'm really open to anything except for folk style. I don't want to do folk style after the season. Other than that, folk style,
You're speaking to my heart right now. Good job.
Yeah, that's exactly what Kenya wanted to hear right there.
After folk style,
Kenya wants to do folk style any time of the year. She's like,
no, I'm okay.
This style sucks.
I agree. I will say it'll be really cool to have someone like you, Libby, who, Hatch has been hinting at the whole time. You've already had a year of doing this under your belt, and now you're on year 2, and then you'll go through a 16U, and then by the time you get to, be on a juniors team, you'll be a veteran at this national dual thing, which is really so helpful because wrestling on a national stage is already scary, but then also you add now you've got this team of girls who are kind of depending on you, and that's added pressure, and you've got 2 coaches in your corner that might have never coached you before in your life, and there's all these added nuances that make it kind of tricky. And the fact that you've you have all this experience under your belt by the time you make it to the junior team, I think that's such a great opportunity. I hope more girls get to follow in your footsteps and do 14U and then 16U. And by the time they make it to juniors, it's just they've been there a million times already. That's awesome.
Oh, absolutely. Those are great points there for sure. So Libby, you've had a lot of improvement. You've had a really, really great, I guess, call it a calendar year from when you I think last year you finished your season on that 14U duels team and you're kind of done. That was the end of your season. But now, you just got done with your duels just now, and you're still continuing to practice. I know you're practicing the other day. And what do you think are all the keys to your successes over the past, let's just call it a year ago. A year ago, you weren't even 500 at the school meet, at this 14U duels tournament. Obviously, the year of maturity and growth is always helpful, but what other things have kind of impacted your wrestling over the past year?
Coaching definitely was great. Young Guns definitely helped me a lot. Just the jump and from going to
exactly the answer I was looking for. Okay, next question. I'm just kidding.
Just the clubs I was going to before, and then Young Guns, it was just more technique stuff, and then also going to Carbon really has helped me because I've gotten so much stronger. Because when I was just cutting a lot, I was just kind of not that strong, and then I've been able to lift so much more. I just keep and my bench is pretty high too now, so I've just been able to lift more, and just mostly that too. And I feel also maturity as well, but it's all just a part of that, and just mindset too has changed a little bit.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, I think I guess if you're almost from I can't say an outsider's perspective because obviously you're one of my athletes. So I think one of the biggest things with your growth has been is your mindset. I think last year you maybe kind of questioned whether you could compete at this level, at the national level and then even the regional level. But now I don't think there's any question in your mind that this is what you want to do, and you're willing to go to the events to prove that you can do it. And then, but also you're willing to come to practice. Like I said, you're one of the most consistent people that we have in our room. That's just always at practice, and you're continuing to get better. And I think that's really been really hats off to you and your desire to really take your wrestling to another level. And I think that's very, very important. From what I understand from what your dad told me, the girl that beat you at Southeast Regionals from Georgia, I think you turned the tables on this girl in the duels, didn't you?
Yeah, a little bit. I was super nervous, when I was about to wrestle her, and then I went out there.
She's good. This girl from Georgia's good. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and my coaches never tell me. I've never heard a coach ever tell me to throw someone in the first period or in the first. And Brooks, she was trying to throw me, so she was trying to jack me up, and I had double overs so tight that I could pinch it with just one arm. And I was tapping her leg, and then I just heard him say throw it, and I just threw it kind of like a lat drop, but I had double overs, and I just threw it, and her arm just her elbow just went up and it just snapped, and I was oh, I heard it because it was kind of when mine snapped, and her elbow, it turns out that she had I tore the ligaments in her elbow, her MCL or something like that. Yeah. It was so wasn't the win I was hoping for, but
Yeah.
it still happened. So I mean, like I feel like I would have pinned her. Like she was pinned before, like she
Yeah.
started like when she was like hurt, but yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing that, and people that now that Libby's kind of getting on, she's getting known, not only throughout the state of Tennessee, but she's starting to get known, in the Southeast for sure. Is the girls are very, very apprehensive to lock up with Libby. I mean, she can
That's a
throw.
good thing
Yeah,
to be known for.
that's the one thing as a coach. That's one of the things that I have to constantly like get on her about. Get out of the ties and start developing a leg attack. Crying out loud, because she wants to get in there and just rip and go. And then when she gets in there, sometimes
you got it.
yeah, sometimes she just doesn't set it up. She just I'm like, you got to at least set it up. If you want to be in there, that position, you got to at least set it up.
Right.
I tell you what, there ain't no fear there though. She doesn't care. She will go after it.
My last match, like, so for New York, we went against New York, and they basically had the same lineup as us. They didn't have very many people, so we were kind of like evenly matched up. And like I went up in weight in a few, so I was like under the weight, but I was wrestling 115 for that one. And she kept trying to throw me, and I just like kept my hips out, and then like I was down by one because I did some stupid throw that didn't work, and I thought that like if I held onto her arm that like her arm, she would come with it, but she didn't. So she got the 2. But anyway, so I was down by 1, and then she tried to lat drop me, and like I just kept her like overhook, and I just stuck her when she tried to pin me, or when she tried to throw me. So.
Oh wow,
there you go.
That's hilarious. Dang. So next year, okay, go ahead.
My failed throw, I failed at like the first throw, but I still got 4 from it, so it wasn't a fail. That's like what made me like. If I wouldn't have pinned her, then like I still would have like I just needed 1 more point. So the throw was good. The throwing was good. She just was really went all upper body with me.
That's hilarious. No, I like I said, that's the one thing, back when I was a young coach, I would have 100% like just said, no, you got to stay in here and you got to develop this. But you know what? You get older, when you have a wrestler that's good in certain positions, it is what it is. Let them get there and let them, continue to get better at it. And that's one of the things if you can get people to tie up with you and push into you, they will. You're gonna have a lot of success with it. I know that for sure. So, but next year, let's go forward next year. Now, I mean, your season's over for the most part till the fall. I'm assuming you're just gonna keep going to Carbon, keep training, keep working out, keep coming to Young Guns practice, right? Yeah. Okay, good. But but give us a little heads up on what's up for next year. Ravenwood High School, right?
Yep. I mean, so I just like found out we got in like towards the end of the school year for like 8th grade, and now we're just looking forward to that. And so there's not too many girls, but it's a lot more than like schools I would have gone to. So I mean, there's in Williamson County, there's really nowhere you can go that has a good girls team, and so it was like one of our best bets. And I mean, I like the people like at the high school, so for the most part, it's going to be pretty like fun.
Yeah, and you got Coach Peck there. He's going to do a good job with you.
Got Coach Peck. And then we have a few girls. We have like Emery Wilson's on our team, so she's like one of the girls that's on our team. And then we have a few others, but like she's like really committed too. It's like so.
No, Emery's. I'm telling you what, she's going to be really good. If she wasn't involved like with 18 different things at the same time.
Yeah.
she's involved and she's got so much going on. It's crazy. But Emery's awesome. That's for sure. Yes. So Kenya, what do you got here for Libby? Anything exciting?
Yeah. Well, I have a question. Well, for you to be able to offer everyone else some like advice. Coach Hatcher has been just like raving about how it makes sense that you are where you are because of the work that you put in. Right, you're one of the most consistent people in the room. Obviously, that has something to do with it. But if you could give some advice to maybe a girl who's not old enough to be on the 14U team, or maybe isn't wrestling freestyle in the off season, but like they look at you and be like, man, like I kind of want to be where Libby is one day. Like, what advice would you give to that wrestler?
I mean, you gotta earn it. Like, you just keep showing up. Like, results are gonna come. Results speak for themselves. If you just keep showing up, you keep putting in the work. I mean, hard work outworks like talent any day. So there's kids that are talented, and like everyone just passes the kids that are talented and don't work hard. Like hard work, even if you're not like above the kids that are just like they just have that talent for the sport, you're still gonna do like 50% better, and then it just gets better like as you get older because you just keep putting in the hard work, and then you just keep passing more people. You're not working hard. So.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
There you go.
We've heard that advice lots of time, right, Hatch?
Love it. It's good
Yeah.
stuff. Good stuff. Libby, you got anything else for the listeners out here? We got almost a record number of listeners going on right now. We're almost in the 20s here. Can you? Shoot, getting a little popular.
It's Libby.
Shoot,
Libby,
tell you
look what you've
might
done for us
might be the
now.
case. Shoot, I tell you what. Yeah, tell you what. Hopefully this stays consistent through our podcast here. Let's stay on here, listeners. All right. Yeah, Libby, you got anything else for everybody?
I mean, not really. I mean, wait, is there another, like, when's Young Guns, like, start again?
No, we're in the middle of our Fargo prep camp right now, so we got practice.
I think are you gonna be at the camp, like, later today?
Yeah, I was there last night, so
I'll be there.
yeah. So we got.
I was at Carbon yesterday.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, we know we got practice today at 6. Practice tomorrow at 6.
Okay.
We're actually Riley's in town training here.
Yeah, I saw her the first day that you
Yeah.
were there.
He's gonna be here. Yep. East and her and Reese. East and her here. We had Lewandowski. She was here last night. Yeah. So we have some really high level girls in the room right now. So you might want to get your butt in the practice tonight.
I'll be there.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. All right, well, Libby, hey, thanks a lot for spending time with us. Like I said, we love having the podcast, and I'm definitely I know for sure it will not be the last time on the podcast. She's going to keep rocking and rolling, and we'll talk to her again at some point in time. I'm sure, Kenya, huh?
Absolutely, yeah. Thank you for joining us, Libby. It's nice to actually get to talk to you and not just see you on the mat.
There you go. All right, thanks, Libby.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, no, she's awesome. I'm really proud of her. She's done a really she's just done an incredible job, especially over last year. She's got really serious about the sport now.
You can tell that she's fully bought in and convinced in the process, right? Which is a big part of it. Everyone tells you need to work hard. Everyone tells you to show up to practice when you don't have to. But unless you believe in your heart that that's what it takes, it's hard to convince yourself to do that. But you can tell that she believes it. She's just trusting the process, and it'll definitely pay off. I'm excited to watch it for her. No,
that's actually a great point, because that was probably, if there was something that she was lacking before this, before she really, I'd say probably this last 6 to 8 months, I mean, she came back from the duels last year, kind of, she didn't go 500. I mean, what I need to do to get better.
Right.
Get kind of practice. And I, said, hey, go to Carbon, which Carbon is a training facility here. Ran by Bryce Beal, who's an amazing strength coach, and Mark Lobliner, who's got two kids that wrestle in my program as well. They're amazing strength coaches. I said, go to there, get stronger, keep coming to practice. We'll see what happens. And so now she likes where she's at. So there we go. It's that simple. It's that simple. So it's not simple. It's hard work. You got to be willing to do it. And she's willing to do the work. And I'm really proud of her. She's doing a really good job. And the sky's the limit for her. She's actually a very, very good athlete. She's tough. And looking forward to it. So yeah, but we got another tough girl, I think, coming on right now, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I'm about ready to put her on right here.
Okay.
So I know you're really familiar with this one, because I think you coached her, didn't you? There we go.
Hi, Maddie.
Hello, Maddie.
We can't hear you. Do you have your microphone muted by chance?
Yeah, she might want to unmute her microphone. There you go.
Uh-oh.
I can't hear her. Uh-oh. Technical difficulties.
Uh-oh. Is your Bluetooth connected to something or anything like that? We don't have it muted on your end, do you, Hatch?
Nope. No.
Okay. Well, I'm going to start introducing Maddie while she gets
she'll find it. She'll get it. Yeah. Give her some introduction here.
Maddie is a senior at Millington. She recently transferred to Millington. I had that mixed up when I think I sent you information. So she transferred to Millington. That's where she's at for her senior year. But she trains at Bluff City Wrestling Club.
All right.
This year at our freestyle state tournament, she took second place. And then in our Greco state tournament this year, she took first place. She got to wrestle at Southern Plain Regionals and did well both in freestyle and Greco in that tournament. And then most recently, Maddie was a part of our junior national duels team in Tulsa.
Awesome.
We still can't hear you, girl. I don't know what's going on. Now it says she's muted. But Maddie is one of the 2 wrestlers we had on the junior side who was undefeated throughout all of our duels. She won all of her matches, had 4-0 record. So her and Riley were the only two to do it, which was awesome because we wrestled some really, really tough teams, and there were some really tough girls in Maddie's weight class. I wish Maddie could join us and tell us a little bit about how she felt about it, but we're still struggling.
Hopefully we can get it working. Is she still not?
Here, Maddie, maybe try and leave the. And
Yeah,
come back.
well, yeah. Leave, come back in. Maybe that's happened there. We'll see what happens.
Hopefully it works out. But I'll go ahead and speak. Getting to watch Maddie wrestle. But
Yeah.
this is my first time ever meeting Maddie. Was on this trip.
Mhm.
She's obviously like out like towards Memphis, west side of the state. So I mean, probably like 5 or 6 hours away from me. And so obviously she was at the freestyle state tournament, but I knew who she was. She knew. So this is my first time getting to meet her, and getting to be in her corner was like she made it so fun and so easy because she'll remember better. I don't remember Maddie getting scored on in the tournament. To be
Oh,
frank.
wow.
I don't want to quote that exactly. Hopefully, she'll correct me when she gets on here if that's not true, because I have a terrible memory. But I don't. If she did get scored on, I don't remember a moment in Maddie's corner where like any of the three of us coaches that were there were like worried or concerned about how it was going to end. Right? It was just like comfortable, and we had confidence. She was kicking butt the whole time. Similar to Libby, as we saw on offense, because she didn't just win, but she did it in like just a beautiful and like a stylish way.
Wow.
So it was really cool to get to know her and be in her corner, and I would love. Hopefully, she gets on here so we can.
Yeah, hopefully you
Hear
get on
how
and
she felt about it. I don't know if
Yeah.
she wrestled on the national adult team before, but she was a joy. Her and her mom came. Her mom was a superhero for us because our 105-pounder. Shout out to Betsy Sanchez, like a darling angel and one of the hardest workers. She in one of our matches just got thrown funny on her shoulder. Maddie, can we hear you?
I believe
There we go. Yeah.
I had to switch to my phone.
Okay,
That's
hey,
all
that
right.
works. It's working.
Okay. Hey,
Okay.
it's good.
Hatch,
It's
Maddie Hatch, have you guys ever met each other before?
I don't know if I've met.
I don't believe so. No.
I don't think we've ever formally met. Very nice to meet you, Maddie. I'm actually your state chairman, which isn't.
Oh, hello. Very nice to meet you.
Which might sound a lot cooler than what I am. Actually, it's probably a lot cooler. That sounds a lot cooler than what I am.
He is. You are all.
I'm not, because I'm not very cool. That's why. So, but yeah, it's very nice to have you on. We really appreciate you getting on and making time for us.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Well, Kenya was just singing your praises about the junior duel. So I'm going to let her continue to go on, because she actually had some questions she couldn't recollect and that were pretty actually impressive if they're true.
Tell me if this is true, Maddie. I don't remember exactly, but I was telling Hatch how being in your corner, I vividly remember there was never a moment where I was like worried if you were going to like lose a match or you were in a bad predicament. Did you get scored on in the tournament?
I did. I got scored on the first match because I got in some weird positions, but other than that, I never got shot on or anything. I don't believe.
I wouldn't shit on you. I would be scared. I don't blame them. They were wise for not shooting. Was this your first time wrestling on a national dual team?
No, actually, I wrestled on the same junior team 2 years ago with Freeman and Coach Tickner.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I definitely didn't do this until then.
Hey, that's okay. Same was true with our previous guest who had been here before, right? But that's what we hope happens, is that hopefully we go up and not down, or the same.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you're doing something right. Tell us a little bit about what was different between when you were on this team 2 years ago versus being on the team this year.
I feel like we had a lot more like team involvement, I guess. Like all the girls really helped each other and kind of showed more support. 2 years ago, it was kind of awkward because there weren't a lot of older people there. Like the entire team was mainly 14U people or 16U people that were, I guess, just bumped up and put on that team. So a lot of us didn't really know each other. And so it was a little hard to get to know them in the very short time that we wrestled together. But other than that, I feel like we had the same amount of heart put into it. So that's good.
That is awesome. I'm so glad that you like recognize that and were able to compare it too, because obviously I haven't gotten to coach one of these teams before, but I felt it on the team with you and the other girls this year. Like, even if you didn't know the person next to you on the left or right before you got on the strip, like we were all here together, and I felt like everyone was so committed to being a part of the team instead of just their match that was happening on the mat. So that was a really cool thing to be part of. I'm happy you felt it too. What do you think from like a training perspective? You said that your results were pretty different this year than they were maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, what's been happening in your training at your high school or in your club? Like, what's made the difference between where you were then and where you are now?
I've gone to a lot of camps since then. I actually went to one of your camps my first summer doing
There you go.
freestyle.
No way.
That's
Was this in 20? Was this like in
it.
Clarksville?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. That was my first camp
Um,
ever did ever. You were my guinea pig.
wow. Yeah. I was there. I've also nonstop wrestled throughout high school and summertime, so I go to a lot of national tournaments, and that, I mean, just gives me a lot of experience with other people that wrestle a lot longer than me. And I guess I wouldn't say it's good to get beaten, but it's good to, I guess, wrestle with someone more experienced than you, so you can feel that and then obviously improve from there. I feel
Absolutely.
like that's definitely helped to get me to where I am now. Definitely my club coach. Um, he actually coached the 16U team this year. Mark.
Hmm.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
so Mark's your coach.
Yeah.
Oh, he's awesome. Yeah,
Um,
Mark's a very, very, very. He's a huge asset to our organization. He does such a great job.
yeah.
Yeah. Man, that's awesome to hear you say like we were just talking about having Libby on, she had a lot of growth and explained kind of what helped her, and a lot of hers was, I mean, the same thing that you're telling us now. In addition, you're saying a big part of it was being able to just like get more competition, right? Like outside of our state with girls who are better than you.
Yeah.
And not being scared to step up to that type of challenge, just like really brave, and obviously it's making a difference, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What type of goals do you have like moving forward? Like what other big national tournaments do you want to go to? What do you have like what's on Maddie Jones like mirror written in lipstick? Like what are you gonna achieve?
Um, well, I'm my one number one goal, my most recent goal is to place top 8 at Fargo.
Okay.
Um, I was one match away from placing last year, but obviously that was in a different age group, so I just hope to give the same effort that I did last year. Um, I go to so I went to War of the Roses last year, but then I hurt my elbow. So I didn't get to finish my individual side of the tournament, but I did the dual side. Um, so I guess Fargo Super 32, that's a big one.
That's a big
Um,
one.
I've not done as well as I hoped the last 2 years, but hopefully I do a little better this year,
Right.
since I've gotten more experience. And then after that, just waiting for the next freestyle season, I guess.
Yeah. So you're going into your senior year of high school,
Yeah.
right? So have you thought about maybe what you would want to do after high school's over?
I'm in the middle of a recruiting service for
Okay.
colleges,
There
so
you
I have a
go.
lot of that going on.
That's really
Um,
big.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Love
So
it.
do you feel any extra like I hope you don't. Do you feel any extra pressure like going into Fargo this year, knowing that you're going to be talking to schools and trying to figure out like where you're going to wrestle in college? Like does that add any pressure to you, or are you just like going in knowing that it's just another tournament and you're just going to show up and do what you got to
Um, it definitely adds a little bit of pressure because it might be my last year going if I don't get to go next
do?
year.
Right.
Um, so I just hope to obviously talking to coaches is a little stressful, because they're all trying to get you to see what their school has to offer.
Right.
Um, but other than that, I feel like the only pressure is just trying to perform well and hopefully they see potential and try to
Absolutely.
find the right school.
Oh, they're crazy if they don't. Of course, they already do. They already do. And I'm so excited to like see what you have to bring at Fargo this year. I'm excited that I'll get to be on that trip with you. I hope I get to be in your corner. I was like, I don't know if you heard earlier, but I was telling Hatch how fun it was to be in your corner because it was just like you made it easy and you made us all look good. So I look forward to doing that again this upcoming weekend, but or in 2 weeks. Are you going to be at our camp at the camp in Nashville this upcoming weekend?
Yes, I will be. I will be
Awesome.
there.
Hey.
There we go.
Time with Maddie Jones. Hatch, do you have anything for Maddie about her experience at duels or anything like that?
Yeah. What was your favorite part about the duels? I know that obviously the competition was, obviously, as as state chairman, I like to hear about the competitive side, but I also like to hear about the overall experience as well. What was your favorite part of the duels this year outside of the actual competition?
And outside of getting to hang out with Coach Kenya.
Of course. Well, that's just a given. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna bore our audience with that because everybody knows how awesome Kenya is.
I guess I could say my favorite part was, I guess, the team getting together. We all actually sat next to the guys while they were competing, and we were kind of just bonding, trying to, I guess, get ready for our next match. Because sometimes I believe more team spirit, the more you're bonded, the more you get on the same wavelength, the better you do, because you all have the same goal in mind. You're just working to do your best, and we did. So I feel like the whole team bonding exercises helped.
Wow,
That's
I love
awesome
it.
to hear.
What'd you feel about your coaches, the coaching staff?
They were great.
They were great?
Enjoyed being They were. I kind of sad that Coach Kenya had to leave the next day or the second day due to an injury, but I think we had a fun time all bonding together. They were definitely a little hard on some people, trying to get us ready, trying to get us prepared for the level of competition. But other than that, they were really nice. They knew how to prepare us for what we needed to do.
Good. All right. Well, I'm not going to ask you your favorite coach was on the team on the thing.
Yeah, I didn't get to finish the story earlier that I feel like is unfinished, especially if your mom, if Miss Natasha's watching, we have to shout out to her. But on our second day, Betsy, our 105 pounder, just kind of got shoved on her shoulder, kind of weird, and I mean, was tough. I know you saw Maddie, was like tough as nails, right? She got up, and I could tell that she was hurt just by the fact that she wasn't, like, she's a fighter, and she didn't have to she got pinned, she stood up, and she just like stood up off the ground, just kind of grabbed her shoulder and like looked funny, and then like went over and shook everyone's hand, and then came back and we're like, what's wrong? We took her to the athletic training tent, and they're like, yeah, her collarbone's broken, like you need to go to the ER right now. And so poor Miss Maddie was done at that point, but Maddie's mom was such a superhero because she transported Betsy and I like to and from the ER and to go get meds and back to the hotel and all that stuff. So Maddie's mom was one of two moms that came, and she was a team mom to her core. Like she was awesome.
That's awesome.
Shout out
to sounds like we had another volunteer on staff there, didn't we?
There you go. Yeah,
I think so. Right to get her Team Tennessee T-shirt.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Yeah, it was good. So between Maddie and her mom, they made amazing additions to our team. So I'm so happy we got to have you, Maddie.
Love it.
Thank
Love
you.
it. Love it.
Yeah.
Well, good deal. Well, good. Well, Maddie, you got anything else as far as what you want to talk to the viewers about or anything?
Not really.
Not really?
Oh, she's like, no, bye.
Nope, see ya. I don't know what happened to the phone there. But
well,
no,
either way,
right.
if you can still hear us, Maddie, thank you so much
Yep.
for joining us.
She's still on? Nope, I don't know if she is. So,
I just see a black screen.
Yeah, see a black screen. Well, there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, Maddie Jones sounds like an absolute, freaking awesome kid, and very, very big part of the dual meet team.
Yeah,
Sure.
I'm happy we got to have her.
It's awesome. Like I said, we're looking forward to see how she does in Fargo for sure.
It'll be good.
So good deal. All right. Well, there we go. We got the girls' side covered. The duels. Really
Tell
proud
us
of
what
them.
went
How
down
they
on
did.
the guys' side.
Yeah. We got a little bit of guys' results here. We only sent, as everybody well knows, I mean, we sent a 14U team and we sent a junior team this year. We couldn't send a 16U team. And I know we've already, kind of covered this a little bit, when we kind of were previewing the duels, but we just as an organization, didn't have the finances to send a 16U team all the way to Utah. I mean, it's just, a bus trip alone. I think our bus to Tulsa, each bus, because we split them both with Alabama, I think they were $16,000 each in that ballpark. So that's 8 each for state. So, I mean, if we're going to send our team from Tennessee, not share it all the way to Utah, I mean, we're looking at a $20,000 bus. Even if we are sharing it, it's still $12,000 bus. So that's just a bus cost. That's not including registration. It's not including everything else, all the other subsidies we can. So it was unfortunate because I think we would have had a very, very competitive 16U team. There's no question there. But for us to be able to send one this year wasn't in the cards and in the books, just because, I mean, obviously we don't, as I shouldn't say as everybody knows, because I think there's a lot of people that are very, very uninformed about our organization and how our organization works. But we really only have 2 fundraisers a year. We have our Ironman, and we actually have 3 ways that funds are put into our organization. One's our Ironman tournament, one's our state tournament, the other one's just the cut that we get off our membership cards that we sell every year. Those are the 3 fundraisers that we have every year, and that's it. We, up to this point, and obviously we have to revisit it next year, and probably not really revisit it. We just need to be more enforcing it a little bit more, as far as taking a little bit, per athlete at each one of our local tournaments. But honestly, that doesn't really move the needle, just because we don't have near the membership as the AAU organization. It's the kids. They have the kids, and that's just a monster membership base. So with us, it's just one of those things where we're funding as a state organization, and I'm sorry to kind of go on a tangent here, because I'm going to kind of go in a lot of different areas with this, because we've had a lot of questions, and I want to use this time to kind of let people know and kind of inform them of how our organization really works, because they do have some questions. They're like, why can't we send this team? Why can't we do this? Why can't we do that? Well, a couple of different reasons. One, we don't have the youth membership, which is a huge thing. We don't have the youth participation, which is another huge revenue stream for an organization that does have all the youth. And I'm not just saying just the Tennessee USA Wrestling Org. I'm talking the Georgia State Association, that is a whole total USA state. Not only they have their high school and middle school, like 14 U's and on up, freestyle Greco, but they have all the folk style membership, which is a monster amount of money. So that's just a neighboring state that you can kind of compare with. So we actually, in turn, with the little money and the little revenue streams that we do have, these are the teams that we have to subsidize throughout the year. 14U boys, 16U boys, junior boys, 14, 16 junior-year-old girls. That's 6 teams right there that we have to subsidize for, plus Fargo, which everyone wants subsidy for Fargo. So we're talking about 7 tournaments, or 7 teams with 2 tournaments each with those. It's not like we just send like a freestyle only team, except for on the girls' side, we only send. So basically, on the girls' side, we only send freestyle only, which in the future, we're probably going to send Greco as well. So now, even if you take those 3 out, I mean, look at how many, just on the guys' side alone, those 3 teams, plus Fargo, that's 4, 2 tournaments, that's 8 teams. And then another 3 teams on the girls' side, plus Fargo, that's 12 teams already that we're with a revenue stream of 3. So like I said, that's one of the things, plus coaching staffs, plus state administration going out, like the Fargo. I mean, it's not required for USA Wrestling, but for our state chairman not to go to Fargo is not. It's just not cool. I mean, it wouldn't be cool on my part. It just wouldn't be cool of our organization not to have our state chairman at thing like Fargo. Same thing with like preseason nationals. So we have a different like administrative expenses that we have. So, I mean, people have some questions on why we can't do this, why we can't do that. Well, I think that just anybody can do some simple math, and we just don't have them. when they move a tournament all the way out to Utah, we just can't do it. It's just very, very difficult.
Yeah.
So, so that's it. And I think we do a really good job, of subsidizing for our dual teams, just with the money that we do have coming in, because I think we are charging, I think it was like $350 or something in that neighborhood, and then maybe $150 for the uniform package type of thing. So we're looking at, so like say, for example, like these kids that were going to 14U, all right, or they're going to juniors, or your girls that were going to whatever, they're paying, just whatever, 300, let's just call it $300 or something in that neighborhood, $150 for a thing. But the boys are getting 2 tournaments, getting a Greco tournament and a freestyle tournament for like 5 nights out there in a hotel room for 4 or 5 nights. So it's we do the best job we can as far as from the subsidy standpoint. We really do. So as far as our results, I'm sorry to get long-winded on that, but we have had a lot of questions. We've had some things on the message board. I'm not a big message board person, but I am going to address some things that were said on them, and that's one of them. I actually and I was going to try really hard not to go down this route, but now, but you know what? This is the time to do it, because right now we have 17 listeners. We usually have a couple hundred people that maybe plus that kind of listened to this before. And I will preface this with this. I do not go on Coach T. I hate Coach T. I think any message board where you have grown men or grown women or grown adults, let's just say, that go on a message board to bash high school kids, youth kids, volunteers, anything, whatever else, just to raise questions or to bash people. I think they need to figure out something better to do with their time. That's just my opinion. I don't go on it. I think it's garbage. And I think that the people that are really, really like, that say like nasty things on there, just really need, it's really unfortunate because they need to figure out something else to do with their time, and they need to inform themselves about what really the stories are. So we actually had, the only time I go on is when I have friends of mine say, hey, you might want to go and maybe respond to this, or at least go and see what this concern is on a message board. Mm-hmm. Somebody on a message board actually accused our organization and myself of embezzling money last week on the yes. This is insane to me. I'm like, if this position as state chairman, somebody said that they needed, well, maybe we need to start asking Mr. Hatcher some questions as far as where this money's going, because we were, they equated it to the old leadership that was here. And I was like, you know what? There's a lot of things I can do with my time that are actually going to make me money and not cost me money, as compared to the duties that I do as state chairman. And obviously thank goodness I had some good friends that got on there, ones that were involved in our organization that defended me, defended our board. Because when they do and they come after myself, I don't look at it as an attack on me. I look at it more as an attack on our board, which is all made up of volunteers. Nobody on our board gets paid.
Which is insane. The moment you realize how much
it is,
people do.
and the people that put these dual meet trips together, and they give these opportunities to kids. They spend their own time, their own money, their own everything, costing them money, taking time away from their other jobs to create these opportunities for kids. And then all of a sudden, that's what we get, is we get bashed on a board of keyboard warriors that don't even put their real name on there. That's what's crazy about me. Crazy about it, because the person that was asking me, that wanted to ask me questions as far as where all this money was going, doesn't even put his name on there. And like the person that was, and we'll get into the results here in a second, as far as like we had another person that was questioning our results on why we weren't having the best kids on our junior team, together. I would just like to see whatever. I'd like to see the best kids when we wrestle them against Pennsylvania and stuff like that. They had those questions, and they don't even put their names down there. It's like wrestling God or wrestling whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's like they totally hide behind these. It's crazy. So anytime I post something on there, if I ever post, which is never, because they won't let me promote camps. They won't let anybody promote camps and stuff like that. That's the only reason I go on there. But mine says Coach Hatcher. Everybody in the state literally has my email. They have my Instagram, or they have my phone number. And if they have a concern, they're more than welcome to reach out to me. It's just that we have people that, again, these keyboard warriors that like to hide behind different taglines and just like bash people that are really, really just trying to better the state in general. I mean, that's just, to me, that's just crazy. So that was the issue with the funding. That was the biggest thing. And Josh Sturgill, who's our treasurer, who also does not post anonymously, it says Sturgill on there, so everybody knows who's posting, gave a really, really, really great detailed breakdown on where our money goes, like where our money comes in, how it's spent, and everything, and why we can't do certain things that maybe other organizations or other state organizations can do. So what I'm trying to do is I'm almost trying to like bring some attention to that type of post on there, so people can read Josh's response and say, oh, okay, well, all the crap I was talking before, maybe I should have asked more questions, or maybe I should have asked, our state chairman. Maybe I should have asked our treasurer, asked some questions here before I would just start bashing people. And it's really unfortunate that that's where our world's come down to. And I'm sorry again to rant, but that is what it is. Another thing with our dual meet teams that I want to bring to attention right now is that we had another, again, anonymous poster. Great job. And all you anonymous posters out there, I probably know you personally. I mean, I'm probably good friends with you. I'd like to consider my friends with everybody in the state. But anybody that's posting on that thing anonymously, first of all, I mean, and granted, I probably have some really good some friends on here that may be listening to this and maybe be an anonymous poster. But you know what? Man up, change your handle, and put your name on that thing. Honestly. Because at the end of the day, I mean, what are you proving? I mean, I think that's so chicken. I just think that if you have things to say about kids and volunteers, then do it and put your name on there. Okay, so we actually had another person that that posted on theirs and said, well, I really wish that we could get our team together, our best kids in our state together and wrestle these teams like Pennsylvania and Illinois and Iowa and stuff like that. And that's like a no-brainer. Yeah, everybody would love to see that in Tennessee, but it's not like our best kids weren't asked. And it's, I mean, so to me, it's almost like a knock on who our team leaders are, like yourself. I mean, Kenya, you took the junior team on there. Why didn't you try to get the best kids in our state on the team? Right. Why didn't you do that? Well, I'm assuming you probably did. Right. They didn't want to wrestle. So, I mean, it's like you can't force these kids to wrestle. It's crazy. I mean, you can't force these kids to wrestle. You can't. You can't force them to wrestle. You ask them. All the best kids in our state were asked, from the 14U level all the way up to the junior level. All of them were asked. They chose not to wrestle. That is not the state organization's fault. It's just not. It is not your fault, Kenya, that you didn't have all the best junior girls on your team. It's your job now to be as proud as possible as being one of our junior coaches of the ones that stepped up and competed.
And do our best to prepare them.
100%. That's what your job is. Your job isn't to answer random questions on a garbage message board of parents that, why isn't so-and-so on the team? Well, ask so-and-so. Nobody in the state of Wisconsin, nobody in the state, like we didn't ask, we don't want to bring the best kids in Tennessee. We just, I mean, why would we even ask these kids? Come on, people. What are we thinking here? I'm sure that, I mean, obviously the states that are winning, Wisconsin, Iowa, Illinois, Pennsylvania, they ask the best kids, and you know what? Wow, the best kids, they want to compete against the best kids in the country. I mean, this is a shout out to you, best kids in Tennessee. Mm-hmm. And I've been hearing this for years. Well, you know, I'm committed to so-and-so. I'm committed to wrestling in this college. I'm committed to wrestling in this college. You know what? Anytime you have the chance and have the opportunity to step up and wrestle the best kids in the country, you do it.
Why not? Yeah.
Terry Brands, when he took the UTC job, I remember this verbatim, told me at the time, because I was coaching in Florida, and he was telling his kids at the time, anytime you have the opportunity, because I think a kid was asking him, hey, should I go to Fargo? There's one of his incoming college kids. Should I go to Fargo? And Terry told him, anytime you have a chance to win a national championship, you go and do it. You take it. Well, last time I checked, all you got to do is check Wisconsin's roster on the juniors this year. Mm-hmm. The Marisola kid is going to Penn State, for crying out loud. I mean, do those kids need to compete at the junior duels? No, but it just so happens that they're really good at wrestling and they want to wrestle against all the best kids. Wow, shocker. Well, coach, I don't want to go to the best. I don't want to go to the junior duels. Like we had our junior directors, like calling these kids like, hey, you know, our quote unquote best kids in the state, trying to get on the junior team. And well, I'm going to get ready for Fargo. Oh, interesting. I don't know, call me crazy, but like all the best kids that go in All-American and win national championships at Fargo, they're all on the other state dual teams. So I don't know why we came up with this system here in Tennessee that we know so much more. We know it so much better than the Wisconsin, the PA kids, the Iowa kids, all this other stuff who are dying to get on these teams, Illinois teams, that wrestle in both. But we have our own system here to make that we're just going to skip the junior duels because we're just going to miss out on wrestling all the best kids in the country because that's probably not going to help us at all. We're just going to stay here and just going to train, and then we're going to expect to do really well in Fargo. I don't know. You tell me, Kenya. You are a high-level wrestler, high-level competitor. If we had a national duels for women's wrestling when you were a high school athlete and getting yourself ready to wrestle at a national tournament in Fargo, where would you have wrestled in mid-June?
You know, I think we did once when I was in high school, and I remember it not being a question.
Oh, there she goes. Oh, there she is. Oh, hold on. There we go. Okay, we're back.
No,
right. maybe you two, or maybe all of our listeners got tired of my rant. That's what it is. I told everybody. I told everybody up front for the podcast. I'm going to be ranting. Just to let you know.
Hey, and that's probably what people tune in for. I mean, people want to know what we think about things, or otherwise they wouldn't be asking these questions. I'm sure, right? Whether they want to be known for asking it or not, obviously they want to know. So that's why they're asking.
Yep.
So we might as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're gonna ask. We're gonna get an answer. And I'm not gonna honestly. I'm not gonna sit here on a computer. Type out. You hear an echo?
Do I what?
Is there an echo?
No.
Seems like there's an echo on my end. But I'm not gonna sit on a computer, draft out whatever response to some keyboard lawyer who doesn't even put his name on there, and think that he deserves my response. And no, I'm gonna get my podcast. It says Mike Hatcher right here, and this is where our state organization. This is how we make our decision.
Yeah.
And if they and I had an issue last night. Somebody that thought whatever that being I don't know more favorable than the girls' side. And I had to call that guy specifically when I found out who it was.
Right.
It's like, what are we thinking here? This is the reason.
Yeah.
So everybody here in the state has my number. They have their access. And they have access to my email. If they have any concerns whatsoever, I strongly suggest contact me in the future and we'll figure it out. There's a pretty good reason for it.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah. Man, I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like I know we say this over and over again, and I understand why this is personal to you because you work so closely with these people who give up big parts of their life and make big sacrifices to try and give kids opportunities. And it's not just like, it's not like you guys put in a few hours a week over this stuff. I mean, I think I've texted Mackenzie at 11 o'clock at night when she was with her family probably. Right. And she steps up and she helps me out with what I need to. And so I guess, I mean, my challenge to people who don't have, aren't content with the way things are run is like, yes, ask questions out of curiosity. Like, yeah, we deserve to know, right? This is an organization that you give into, but also I just think it's crazy for people not to step back and acknowledge how selfless and giving the people in our organization are to give up their time with their families, opportunities to make other money, right? No one's getting rich. No one's becoming famous. Everyone in this organization that I've met is doing it because they either have had a kid or they know some kids that have been in this sport and they want to be able to provide the best opportunities for strangers, right? Not their own kids, like strangers, other people's kids. And I think that is honorable and selfless. And I, for one, am very grateful. And if you guys don't hear it enough, and if you are grateful, then let these people know, right? Because obviously we hear enough about people who aren't grateful. So if you're someone who's grateful for this organization, like, don't be scared to let the people around you know, let people in this organization know. But I'm grateful for you guys and all that you do.
Well, we appreciate that. And that's the thing. Here's the deal. None of the board members, nobody is asked ever. Nobody says, "Oh, hey, look at us. We're doing all this great things for kids." We're just doing it because it's a benefit for the kids. And it's intensity wrestling. That's all we're doing. We're not. Trust me. Everybody on our board is losing money. Every one of them takes time away from their families, or their business, or whatever they like. They are losing money. So that's just the way it is. So like I said, you guys that got any complaints, you got any whatever, please feel free to reach out. And I would be more than happy to walk through this. So, are you sure there's no echo? Here,
I don't hear it on my end at all.
I'll tell you what, I'm gonna get us through our result. Okay, that's it. That's up my rant.
We're done.
There we go. So, and I'm leaving our guy here. I'm leaving our guest here. As soon as we get this guy in here, I'm gonna let you ask him a few questions, and while I get back on because his echo drives me nuts. But here, just so you know, listen. But I will wrap this up with our duel. Okay. I am extremely proud of the kids that stepped up, especially from our junior team, and could participate in our junior team. I could not be proud. Now, do I have a ton of amazing results? These guys are all turning team stuff. No, I do not, because 14U. I can go through that real quick. Actually, they were the Greco was in the red and blue pool, and they finished as a team 8th in the red and blue pool. And I tell you, and 14U, there you go, freestyle. They were green yellow, and they finished third in that pool. I went up there. Unfortunately, and this is another, and I'm not gonna rant about this, but I'm trying. But unfortunately, we had an unfortunate incident with our singlets, and I had to fly on my own personal time. I didn't pay for it, but my own personal time, which cost me money for myself, and hand deliver our singlets to the 14U kids. They had to spend their first day of competition. They had to participate in their club singlets, and the next day I gave them Tennessee singlets. I tell you what, I was crazy proud of the 14U team that went. I tell you what, we had scrappy bunch, and the other teams knew that if we would have had 14 more, give them 6 points or 6 forfeits,
Right.
been a whole different deal. So I tell you what, that team, very proud. Junior team, boys team. I tell you what, again, I couldn't be more proud. Yellow green, they were third in Greco. Yellow green pool, and where we at? There it is. Red blue pool in freestyle, they were sixth. So, and this team right here, this is one of the things that brought up with the post on Coach T, is the fact that we had a lot of our 16 kids wrestling on the team. These were kids that were going to go on the 16. Some of them weren't our state champs or number ones on our 16U. They went and wrestled in this junior tournament. And if anybody knows anything about junior, which I mean, some of our good kids do. Some a lot of our good kids don't. But they won't wrestle in it. Those are listen. That tournament right there is no joke.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And I was just telling one of my athletes last night, Josh Waymeyer, 16U. He's 16U 113. Was wrestling junior 120, 126. And that was just an example of what we had going on. I couldn't be more proud of it. I almost 500 in that kind of competition. And I'm talking, he's wrestling kids that compete, that have committed to wrestle next year at Big Ten schools.
Mm-hmm.
It's a grown man. Mm-hmm. He's a 16U kid. It's crazy to me that again, I'm going to try not to rant, but where we have guys that are placing in Libby trials that are wrestling in junior national duels, but we have kids in our junior level that see that we don't feel a need to go wrestle in that tournament. It's I don't know. Again, I don't get it.
But we got one kid in here who saw that it was important.
Exactly. But I am extremely proud of the junior kids that went there, because I tell you what, it was made up of a lot of 16U kids who wrestled in the grown man tournament, and they did a great job representing us. They did. They battled hard. I got great reports from Jarvis Little, and the rest of the people that we won that. It was awesome. So proud of them. They'll be back next year. That's the one good point. 16 years will be back next year.
There you go.
All right.
Real juniors this time.
Well, we had another small tournament. Let's move on from the duels.
Exactly.
So we had another, let's just call it a small tournament, I guess, last weekend. We had the USA Wrestling Kids Freestyle and Greco Nationals going on. Yes, we did. In my hometown, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Wish I could have came and went, but I had stuff to say. I had App State camp. But we didn't have a huge turnout there, which is another. Get me started. Middle of the country. Yeah, I think we had 2 kids. Cash Harrison went. I know that for sure. I think he was blood round. In Greco, I believe, Derek told me, which is huge for, he's the first, he was a national champ last year, and now he's bumped up in the division. It's always his first year. But we had our next guest right here from the Blackman Wrestling Club, who ended up being an All-American for us. There he is. Eli Goodin. How we doing?
Good.
All right. Listen, I'm gonna start out with this, Eli. Thank you very much for having to sit through my rant.
You're welcome. It was a good rant.
It was a good rant? Okay, good. So now we got these studs like Eli that are they're second guessing Will in the future. They're like, okay, you know what? I'm going. I don't want to be called out that podcast.
That's funny.
But no, this guy right here, I'll tell you, I'm gonna make an intro real quick. And then Kenya, if you can ask him a couple questions while I get off and get back on, so I can get rid of this echo. Do you hear echo? Mike?
Yes, sir.
I thought. I don't know what Kenya's doing.
I don't hear it.
I'm just echoing all of them here. But Eli Goodin, last weekend finished sixth place in the 136-pound 14U Greco National Championships last weekend. Congratulations, young man.
Thank you.
Representing the Blackman Wrestling Club, my boy Troy Steffi. Done a great job with them. I've actually got a bunch of accolades here for this young man. And very, very proud of him. Actually, I'm going to give him another shout out here at the end. But just wrestling is sixth grade.
Oh, that's awesome.
Middle school. Yeah. Wrestled freestyle Greco in 2022 with Blackman Club in the Ruco Cup. Second, third freestyle Greco 2022, 2023 County 133 champ. 2023 second Tennessee Wrestling Conference 130-pound champ. Second in all three divisions this year, the Iron Man. Third in both freestyle Greco State. Sixth place, like I said last weekend, 14U, 136-pound Greco at USA Wrestling Internationals. And ladies and gentlemen, I will say this, and I'm not taking anything away from the other locations and stuff like this, but when you put a national tournament smack dab in the middle of the country in Iowa, I'm sorry, and especially on a weekend. Not a Monday and Tuesday like here in the past, all the way out. It's a much different. You're talking the best come to the tournament. Eli, I could not be more proud of you.
Thank you.
That is a tough tournament right there for sure. So, congratulations.
Thank you.
Now that's probably a rant you want to hear, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Can you have a question for him real quick? I'm gonna hop on and then hop right back.
I'll let you peace out.
Okay. Right back.
Okay. Nice to
I'll
meet
rant
you.
more when I get back on.
Nice to meet you.
I'll be right back, Eli.
He's abandoning you here with a stranger that you never met before. We'll be good. Eli, have you wrestled in this tournament before out in Iowa?
No, ma'am.
So what kind of led you and your family to make this decision to make the trip out there and wrestle in this tournament this year?
Well, I wanted to do more wrestling over the summer because I didn't want freestyle was my favorite. I just wanted to keep doing that.
High five. Nice, good job.
And so we went to Southeast Regionals in Georgia, and my dad said if I do pretty good at that, we'll see about going to Iowa. So we went down there. I got second in freestyle and fourth in Greco. And then he said I did good enough to go up to Iowa and wrestle there.
Yeah.
So I'm thankful for him driving me all the way up there.
Yeah, that's a big trip and a big sacrifice for your family, and it was a big deal. So going into it, then you must have you knew ahead of time, hey, I'm going to try and do well at Southeast so that I can go to this tournament. So you knew a long time that this is what was going to happen this summer. Did you do any training specifically for this tournament, knowing that you were going to see some competition that you've maybe never seen before?
Well, I went to a couple camps before it, and I've been going to practice, running at home, doing those types of things, going to weightlifting.
Yeah, the types of things that champs do, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Did you versus in your high school season? Whenever you said freestyle was your favorite, I don't know if you heard it, Hatch, but Eli told us that freestyle was his favorite style of wrestling.
There we go.
He's a part of the Cool Kids Club. As soon as your high school folk style season is over, is there anything that changes in your training schedule and your training regiment to know that you're preparing for these big national high caliber tournaments over the summer?
No, ma'am. I just try to go do my best at any tournament, no matter if it's freestyle or Greco. But I just go to every practice and
Yeah.
try to go to these smaller freestyle tournaments to see how I do there, and then
Right.
keep working my way up to the national
That's the
tournament.
best thing to do. That's awesome. So walk us through this tournament in Iowa. Did you wrestle anyone that you had competed against before? What were you proud of in your tournament? Like, did you have to make any adjustments during it or anything like that?
So we went up there, and the weigh-ins were very organized.
Okay.
Like
That's how they do it out in Iowa, I guess.
Yeah. You sat in a section and they called your section, and after your section was called, you went to skin checks and weigh-ins, and then after that, you go home, and then they start wrestling at I think it was 9,
Mhm.
and they wrestled until semifinals, and then after that, you go. They give you like a 2-hour break. And then you can go rest, which I'm not a big fan of that, because I just don't want to go get cold and then
Like ruin the momentum, kind of.
yes ma'am. And then you come back and you finish off finals in consolation and other bracket, and then the next day was freestyle, and we wrestled. Same time, and then they had the same schedule, but I ended early because I hurt my shoulder, but I'm very thankful for the chance to go up there and wrestle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this echo's coming. Sorry, my end or whatever, but I think it might be coming from your end, Eli, from what some of the people are saying. Are you hearing it?
I hear it from Eli. I do. I wasn't hearing it from you, Hatch, but I hear it from
Let me try to reconnect my.
Okay. Or do you have a? Do you guys a microphone other than the AirPods? Can you hear an echo from me?
I don't hear an echo from you. I did hear an echo from Eli, though.
Because I hear an echo from you. I'm hitting all the settings.
Oh, now I can't hear you at all.
You hear me now?
Yeah, still at echo though. There you go. Yeah, a lot of people are saying it's a lot of echo.
Oh, you're muted this time.
Okay. It'll be unmuted.
Is there an unmute now?
Oh, man. Ooh, that's not good either. All right, you know what? We got to deal with the echo. It's where it works. No, that's okay.
We're doing good.
Yeah, we'll be good. All right, no problem. We good? Can you hear us?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So what question are you on there? Kenya, my bad.
He walked us through how his tournament went, and you just told us that you didn't get to finish the tournament because you hurt your shoulder. What happened?
Went on a shot, and he
Here, do this thing, Eli. Eli, do you have the live stream open on YouTube while you're also on the StreamYard? Do you know?
No, ma'am.
Why don't you try and leave us in the back?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, back on. All right. See, but I'm still getting an echo on my end. I don't know what the deal is.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Should I leave and come back?
No, I don't think it's serious.
I don't hear the echo when it's just me and you. I only hear it when Eli's on.
Oh, okay.
Anyone hanging out with us throughout the show today, thanks for hanging out.
Yeah.
This is like friendship at this point. We're not even doing a show. We're just here.
Okay. I think we are. Yeah. We'll just keep questioning. It is what it is. Yeah. I've tried to come on and back off. Same thing with him. We'll see what happens with him. All right. Eli Young?
Yes, sir.
That's better than it was.
It's better. Okay. Yeah, it's better. Okay. So cool. So you hurt your shoulder. What's that?
I went on a shot, and he rolled me over, and my elbow got stuck to the mat, and it rolled through. And I heard it crunch, and trainer came out and was messing with it, and it hurt the rest of the match. So I ended up losing. And we tried to stretch it out, put ice on it, and it wasn't getting any better. So we didn't want to risk it get hurt anymore. So we just went home.
Yeah. Was it hard for you to walk away from the tournament, or you knew it was the right decision?
Well, I wanted to wrestle at tournaments later in the summer, so I didn't want to pick worse and me not be able to wrestle at those. So it was hard, but I really wanted to wrestle at those too. So it was it was worth it, I guess.
That's a mature decision. So what other tournaments do you have on your radar, on your schedule, that you need to stay healthy for this summer?
In 3 weeks, I believe it's Backyard Brawl in Georgia, and then the week after that, Deep South in Alabama.
Fun. Yeah.
Nice.
So
Yeah, you're getting the East South duels in. Putting together a pretty good team.
It's my coach Tor. He put it together a team, and I have a bunch of friends on that team, so I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, nice. Good deal. Yeah, sorry, I've been pretty involved in this conversation, Eli. I've been trying to figure out how we can get this echo off, but we're just gonna roll with it. But I would say I'm from Iowa, so I know what the situation is when you go to a tournament in Iowa. What do you think of the competition there, being that it was in the Midwest this year, and I'm assuming it was pretty loaded tournament, right?
Yes, so there was people from all over. I wrestled a kid from Alaska.
Oh wow!
And he was very strong. The kids seemed to be a lot bigger, like they've been cutting a lot more weight than the kids I've been wrestling around here.
Gotcha.
So they seemed a lot stronger, faster, more skill. But I mean, that's what happens when you go to bigger tournaments.
Yeah. I mean, that's how you go and challenge yourself, for sure. How did you get prepared? How did you go about getting prepared for this tournament?
I did camp the week before, and I went to that. I've been trying to stay healthy for that, but I've been going to those, working on my neutral, because that's been probably my weak spot past couple of years.
Yeah.
So I feel I've been getting a lot better than that. So
nice. So next year you're going to be a freshman at Blackman, correct?
Yes, sir.
Wow. I tell you what, you guys got quite the staff over there too. Are you excited about being in the Blackman program from here on out?
Very excited.
Yeah.
I know the coach well. Try to see if I can work my way into the lineup.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, you make that lineup. Coach Heath's doing great things over there. Coach Steffi's doing a tremendous job at the kids program, and friendly, one of the best in the state. And tell you what, they got things rolling for sure over there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you got Deep South duels. You got the Backyard Brawl in Georgia. After that, and then anything else before school starts?
I don't think so. I believe high school tryouts are in November, and then the season there. But I don't think there's any tournaments around here from now until then.
Yeah. Wow. Tell you. I mean, for you to be an All-American as an incoming freshman and just starting wrestling as a sixth grader, I don't know. That's pretty impressive. What do you think's been what do you think that's been your? Give us maybe one or two things that have really helped you get to that level in such a quick time in your wrestling career.
Probably mostly the working I put in over the summer.
Gotcha.
Because all those in the camps and conditioning and all those things. Just trying to do the things that the other people aren't doing to get ahead a little bit.
Yeah. What do you think of that, Kenya?
I love it. That's
I
great.
think I think that's pretty good. I think that's what a lot of like our most successful kids say on here, huh?
Yeah, I wonder if there's something to it, maybe.
Might be. Eli, you're onto something. All right. Well, Ken, you got any other questions for my man here?
No, Eli, it was a joy to meet you. Good luck with your shoulder. I hope it starts getting better so you can, return to your camps and all your competing that you have planned for the summer. Back to freestyle.
Ma'am, thank you.
You're very welcome.
All right. I tell you what, your coach has said you're a great kid, man. I'm really happy to have you on here and get to know you a little bit. I'm sure we'll see you around here very soon.
Yeah. Thanks
Yes,
for
sir.
joining us, Eli.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, congratulations on
Thank you.
your All-American finish. I'm telling you what, that's a huge deal. It really is. So congratulations.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You got it. Take care, buddy. Yeah, he's really good. I've heard rave reviews from coaches about that kid. I tell you what, we can definitely. It's going to be exciting, seeing how he, progresses here next couple 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. No, really, truly. If he's made this big of a jump in just 2 years of being wrestling, it's awesome.
Started as a sixth grader. 2 years.
What's more important is he's already got like the mindset and the expectation that this is what we do, right? We train in the off season, we go to camps in the off season, we go to national tournaments in the off season. Like, I think you start that early, and there's no limit to where you can go in the sport. So that's awesome.
No, absolutely, man. He's a product. Kids that want to get better, they want to seek out the best competition.
Yeah.
So it works. All right. Well, there we go, Kenya. I think people are probably tired of hearing all the echo. This is really bothering me too. I can't believe you can't hear it.
I don't
know what the deal is. I got to figure it out.
Well, we'll relieve everyone of having to listen to our echo, and we'll see each other
That'll
next week.
probably be more. That'll be more things I'll have to answer on the coach team message boards. That's that. I think that's part.
They're gonna be like, see, I told you
that's
guys.
part of my job description too, right? I think that's part of my job description.
They're gonna be like, see, I told you guys, my catcher isn't even a human; he's a robot. Did you guys see him glitching
I should
on
have
that
all
podcast?
this stuff unlocked. I mean, come on. Guy can't put the best national teams together. He's stealing money from the organization. Now he can't even run the podcast without an echo.
Jesus.
Fire him. Get him out of here. You know what, Kenya? Here's a weird part about it. Here's the strange part about it. I've been our state chairman for, I think I was like maybe 6 to 8 years. First time around, I think I'm going on year 3, 4 now. Every time my re-election comes up, I literally try to give this job away. We've had, there's never been anybody else that has.
No one will be as good at it as you.
No, nobody has ever volunteered. They never said, "Hey, I'd like to run. I want that job." It's crazy. And so I think my re-election comes up. I will happily step aside.
We can't.
I won't even run.
I'll protest if they try and give it to somebody else.
We'll see about that. Well, like I said again, I would love to have somebody more multifaceted than myself.
Exactly.
Anyway, well, we're back on. We're back on the podcast, and next week we will be back. And I think next week, well, we're both leaving for Fargo.
We're both leaving to Fargo.
So what do you think? Probably maybe a Fargo preview type of thing?
I think that's exactly what we should do. Yeah, maybe talk to some of the coaches, some of the athletes that we expect big things out of for the tournament.
I think so.
I think it'll be good.
You know what's cool is that we have 100, I think our final number is like 105, 106 athletes to choose from. Because that's like a record-setting number here in Tennessee.
Awesome.
How about that? Remember that? Remember I was excited about the 90s? And they just kept coming in.
Now we're at 105.
Yeah. So now 105.
I'm excited about it. So we'll have this camp this weekend. Anyone going to Fargo watching our show who's doesn't have what they need to know about camp, just ask and we'll get you there. And then next week we'll get to talk about what's going to happen at Fargo.
That's it. Right there. So camp. Be there this weekend. Saturday, Sunday. Yep. So it's going to be good camp. It's going to be a lot of good kids there. Bartlett Academy. Make sure you reach out to Jarvis Little or Mackenzie Fowler. They will give you all the information you need. If you have it already, make sure you get there. Gear will be there. That's your motivation.
Yes.
Can you be there?
I'll be there. I mean, Hatch, you'll be there. Just kidding. Sorry.
I might. Yeah.
We'll all be there. Just show up. Get yourself.
Yep. I'm gonna try to pop in at some point. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for listening. We still have some people tuning in, so it must not be too bad.
They must love
Must
it.
have get too bored of my rant.
Well, let's end on a good note before they all leave.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.